Sometimes, what drains the elderly is not illness, but those long nights that no one knows about. Night. The room is so silent that she can hear the beat of her own heart. Tick, tick. The wall clock seems to press slowly against her chest with each passing second. Mrs. Helen, 73 years old, lies still in bed. Her eyes cannot close. Not because of pain. Not because of worry. Simply because sleep refuses to come. She counts to 200. Drinks a warm glass of milk. Reads a few pages of an old book. Turns off the light. Turns it back on. Flips the pillow. Lies down again. And still awake. It's almost 4 a.m. The house is wrapped in darkness. Only she remains there, lying there, with loneliness and exhaustion stretching on. People say that elderly people usually sleep less. They say it's normal. But if it's normal, why does her heart race every morning? Why does her body feel empty? Why is she so afraid of the dark? Someone once asked, "How are you?" She smiled. Okay, I guess. But no one knows, she hasn't slept well for 7 months. Once, she was so tired. She stood in front of the mirror, forgetting what she intended to do. One afternoon, she accidentally put salt in her coffee. And that evening, she cried listening to an old song, without knowing why. No one sees the small cracks in the spirit of an elderly person. Because they still walk. Still smile. Still talk. But the truth is, they are living without sleep. Have you ever felt like that? Going to bed every night at 9 p.m. Then lying awake until midnight, restless? Have you ever looked at the clock? Seen it's 2 a.m., and still couldn't let your eyes rest? If yes, you are not alone. And if you've never dared to tell anyone, then today, let this video accompany you. Are you ready? We will begin a journey to discover that insomnia is not just a medical condition but a silent call from your soul that needs to be heard and healed. Getting older means sleeping less. Is that really true? How many seniors have accepted this as a given? That after 60, 3 to 4 hours of sleep is enough. That lying awake all night is no big deal. That insomnia is just something you have to live with. But has anyone ever stopped to ask, why do some 80-year-olds still sleep deeply for 7 hours every night, while some 65-year-olds toss and turn until dawn? Why does sleep become more fragile, restless, and gradually disappear as we age? And if this goes on, what is really happening inside the body and mind of an elderly person? Do you believe you can't sleep well because of your age? Have you ever thought, well, I'm used to it. Not sleeping doesn't matter. But then in the morning, you gasp when getting out of bed, your hands and feet tremble slightly, and your memory feels as foggy as morning mist. Is that normal? Or a silent cry for help from a body being worn down by sleepless nights? Maybe you asked your doctor, and were prescribed sleeping pills. But you found, the more you use them, the more dependent you become. The more dependent, the more exhausted you feel when you stop. So in the end, is insomnia in the elderly just natural, or a warning bell? Is it something to accept? Or something that can be healed, if we truly understand it correctly and fully? Today's video won't just talk about sleep hours. Nor just give advice like go to bed early and keep a routine. It's a journey to overturn misconceptions, to understand the sleep mechanism in seniors, and especially, to reconnect deeply with the feelings inside, where the key to peaceful sleep is kept. Are you ready to open that door? If yes, let's continue to the next part. Having a good night's sleep after 60 is not an impossible dream. If you've tried many ways but still can't sleep, if you feel yourself slowly wearing out from those long nights, then this video will not only help you understand what is really happening, but also give you, a clear picture of why seniors suffer from chronic insomnia, 3 layers of causes involving emotions, hormones, and social connection, common misunderstandings that unintentionally make many seniors lose sleep more, and especially, simple keys you can apply today to gradually restore your sleep, and your inner peace. You'll also meet stories very much like your own, people once desperate from insomnia, who then found their sleep again, not through medication, but through a transformation in mindset and connection. At the end of the video, you will receive an easy-to-follow sleep recovery map designed specifically for seniors. Simple tips about light, sound, self-talk, and evening routines, which you can apply at home, no meds, no cost. And most of all, you will regain something you might have thought was lost, the belief that you deserve a deep, peaceful sleep without tossing and turning. A feeling of being understood, accompanied, so you're no longer alone in the night. If you ever thought, good sleep is no longer for old age, then this video will help rewrite that belief, page by page. Ready? The healing journey from insomnia starts with understanding, and from a heart tired but still hopeful. Easy to understand scientific explanation: sleep in old age is not just a matter of the body but also the mind. Most seniors feel their sleep isn't as deep as when they were younger. They often wake up many times during the night. Go to bed early but wake up at 3 to 4 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. This is not unusual. It's the result of natural changes in the body and nervous system with age. As we age, the level of melatonin, known as the sleep hormone, decreases. Melatonin helps the body know when to sleep and regulates the day-night cycle. When melatonin levels are low, the brain no longer sends strong sleep signals like before. As a result, we feel less sleepy and our sleep becomes easily interrupted. At the same time, the brain area controlling sleep, called the hypothalamus, also weakens. It's like a worn-out switch that no longer clearly toggles between awake and asleep. This makes seniors easily awakened by soft noises, unfamiliar feelings, or vague worries in the middle of the night. But insomnia isn't just caused by physiology. It also stems from a mind burdened with too many worries. Older adults often carry many unspoken worries: children, finances, health, loneliness, or simply the feeling of no longer being needed. These emotions smolder like embers under ashes, and even a small breeze, like the ticking clock, can ignite them, making sleep impossible. Additionally, chronic insomnia can be a sign of mild mental disorders, chronic anxiety, depression, or unresolved trauma. Therefore, if insomnia is only treated with medication without addressing emotional roots, the sleep will be just borrowed, not truly restored. Sleep in young people comes from biological mechanisms. But in seniors, it's a blend of physiology, emotions, and inner peace. Knowing this truth, we will delve deeper into subtle but recognizable emotional signs, to understand why insomnia lasts and where it begins. Common psychological and emotional signs of insomnia in seniors. Behind every sleepless night is a sigh no one hears. Not everyone who suffers from insomnia realizes it immediately. Because sometimes it doesn't start with tossing and turning all night. It begins with quiet signs in everyday life. For example, waking up in the morning feeling foggy-headed. No motivation to do anything. No appetite. No interest in anything. Some seniors start forgetting what they were about to do. Can't clearly recall conversations from the day before. And then blame themselves: maybe I'm getting confused. Some become more irritable. A casual remark from a family member can hurt their feelings. They become withdrawn, silent, avoiding closeness. But deep down, they long for a gentle touch to say, "I'm still okay." Some laugh and talk as usual. But at night, they lie awake crying quietly. Not for any particular reason. Just feeling life has become empty. Another common sign is avoiding social interaction. No longer going to the temple or church, no longer meeting friends for coffee like before. Gradually, social gatherings feel like burdens, not joys. Loneliness piles on insomnia, and insomnia feeds loneliness. Some seniors say they start eating late at night alone, not from hunger, but from the emptiness inside that drives them to fill the void. A piece of cake, a cup of tea, a repeated TV show. All these signs may seem small, but they are gentle cries from a soul missing connection. Because insomnia and old age is sometimes not from a body that isn't tired, but a mind that cannot rest, and a heart quietly longing to be embraced. And when these signs persist, the consequences don't stop at sleep. They begin to affect memory, blood pressure, heart health, and even the will to live. So what traps so many seniors in this vicious cycle of insomnia? There are unexpected causes, but they appear in most seniors. One person slowly loses connection with the world because of insomnia. Another is reborn by rediscovering restful sleep. Mrs. Helen, 74 years old, 6 years of continuous insomnia. Mrs. Helen is a retired history teacher living alone after her husband passed away. It all started when she had several sleepless nights right after the funeral. At first, she thought it was normal, just grief. But then, after a month, she began waking up in the middle of the night, unable to fall back asleep. During the day, she felt tired, foggy-headed, unable to remember what she ate yesterday. Each night, she began to fear bedtime. Family members advised medication. She tried it and slept a little. But later, the medicine lost its effect, and made her sluggish all day. Insomnia made her withdraw from people, avoid going out, laughing or crying without reason. Her health declined, high blood pressure, worsening memory, rapid heartbeat, and most importantly, she gradually lost hope that she could live a peaceful day. "Night is the longest time in my day," Mrs. Helen said. "No one calls. No one asks. And I don't know what to do but lie there and breathe." Mr. Raymond, 70 years old, recovered by reconnecting within. Mr. Raymond was a former Marine. He was not used to sharing emotions, even with his wife. After retirement, he experienced many sleepless nights, no reason, no dreams. At first, he blamed old age. But after a minor fall caused by lack of sleep and high blood pressure, his daughter suggested he join a relaxation meditation class for seniors. He initially refused, but then tried it. For the first time in years, he felt listened to without judgment. He started writing a journal before bed, just a few lines of gratitude each day. Practiced slow belly breathing exercises. Turned off his phone, played sounds of flowing streams, and placed his hand on his chest to talk to himself. After just 3 weeks, he no longer woke up during the night. In the morning, he drank tea, watered plants, sent good morning messages to old friends. "Every morning I wake up, I feel alive, not just existing. 2 people, 2 paths. One runs from emotions. One accepts and learns to heal from within." Neither took medication, but only one found peace again. So what deep reasons cause many elderly to choose to endure alone? Are they misunderstanding or making mistakes in facing insomnia? Dangerous misunderstandings and mistakes about insomnia in seniors. Not everyone loses sleep for obvious reasons, but anyone can make their insomnia worse by misunderstanding it from the start. Here is a sad truth: many seniors live with insomnia for years. Not because there's no solution, but because ingrained misunderstandings led them to the wrong approach early on. Misunderstanding 1. Insomnia is normal with aging. Many believe that after 60, insomnia is just natural. They assume they must wake up during the night. They must sleep less. They must accept restless nights. But what's the real truth? Sleeping less does not mean sleep is less deep or less restorative. And waking up multiple times at night is never normal, it's always a warning sign from the body or unhealed emotions. Accepting insomnia as part of aging is like closing the door to recovery, right from the first step. Misunderstanding 2, the more you try to sleep, the better. Some seniors think, if I just stay in bed longer, I'll eventually sleep. They lie down at 8 p.m. and stay until 7 a.m. But time in bed does not equal sleep quality. Lying awake too long, but not sleeping, only teaches the brain to associate bed with anxiety and frustration, leading to bed anxiety, where the longer you stay, the harder it is to sleep. What is the right solution? Set fixed sleep and wake times. Leave the bed if you can't sleep after 20 minutes, so bed remains a place for sleep, not worry. Misunderstanding 3, sleeping pills are the fastest fix. Many seniors turn to sleeping pills after another unbearable night. Indeed, pills can help you sleep, at first. But what happens next? The dose increases over time. The brain loses its ability to regulate sleep naturally. Stopping pills suddenly causes panic in the body. Also, some sleeping pills raise risks of falls, confusion, and memory problems in the elderly. They are far more dangerous than the initial insomnia. Misunderstanding 4, sleep isn't connected to emotions. This is a common but silent misunderstanding. Many seniors think, I'm not sad or worried, so why can't I sleep? But emotions in old age aren't always loud like in youth. They can be the quiet pain of missing someone gone, a feeling of being left behind, doubts about one's own worth. If unnoticed, these feelings silently disrupt sleep hormones, raise cortisol, and create a vicious cycle: insomnia, fatigue, emptiness, more insomnia. The most dangerous thing is not insomnia itself. It's believing insomnia is an unchangeable fate. But the truth is the opposite. Sleep is a melody, and you are the conductor. By tuning the rhythm of your inner emotions, seniors can still find peaceful sleep, just like in their youth. So how to adjust that rhythm? How much time does it take? Where to start? Reconnecting with sleep through emotions, behaviors, and community. No sleep is hopeless, only souls unheard in the right way. To heal chronic insomnia, seniors can't just rely on calming teas. Not just changing pillows or dimming bedroom lights. Deep sleep results from a chain of strong connections: connection with deep inner emotions, connection with behaviors and biological rhythms, reconnection with others, so you no longer feel lonely at night. Here is a simple 3-layer system of solutions, yet deeply transformative for sleep. 1. Connect with emotions. Heal silent worry. Start by writing down your thoughts before bed. It might be a worry, an unanswered question, or an invisible longing. Naming your emotions helps you regain control. Because what keeps seniors tossing and turning is not light or sound, but emotions left unacknowledged. A simple prompt: before sleep, write 3 lines. What I am grateful for today, 1 thing I am worried about, 1 thing I choose to let go tonight. When emotions are cleared, the mind becomes calmer and the body knows it's time to rest. 2. Connect with behavior. Reset your sleep rhythm. A body with disrupted circadian rhythm cannot sleep deeply. This is common in seniors due to late sleeping, late waking, little sun exposure, and little exercise. Apply the 3-3-1 rule: 3 minutes of morning sunlight daily, 3 light walks during the day, morning, noon, afternoon, 1 hour without phone, TV, or news before bed. And remember, keep consistent sleep times, even on weekends. Because the brain loves regularity. Only when you keep your sleep appointment, will sleep keep its promise to you. Avoid long naps, especially after 3 p.m. A short nap, 15 to 30 minutes, is enough. Long daytime naps steal nighttime sleep. 3. Connect with community. Reduce loneliness, boost serotonin. Many seniors suffer insomnia not because of physical pain, but because of a lonely heart. Prolonged loneliness lowers serotonin, the precursor of melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall asleep and stay asleep. Start small: an afternoon tea with friends, a nightly call to family, a morning walking group. Even if just a few people. Joining a community, online or offline, helps you feel heard, alive, not just existing. Mrs. Sandra, 72, lived alone for 5 years after her husband passed. She had chronic insomnia, tried everything, meds and therapies. One day, she began volunteering once a week at the town library. After 2 months, she said, "I sleep like when I was 40. No more waking in the night." Because simply, she no longer felt invisible. Emotions, behaviors, connections. When these 3 threads are woven back together, they awaken natural sleep in seniors. No meds needed. No luxury therapies. So after reconnecting with sleep, what story will unfold if you follow, or ignore, these steps? Recovery or remaining trapped in insomnia? There are 2 paths that older adults may take when facing chronic insomnia. It's not about using medication or not. It's not about seeing a Western or Eastern doctor. It's about choosing to confront it or continuing to suffer in silence. The first case, Mrs. Eliza, 68 years old. She struggled with insomnia for nearly 10 years after retirement. Sleeping only 2 to 3 hours a night, waking up multiple times and tossing until dawn. She tried everything: herbal teas, meditation, sleeping pills. But these only offered temporary relief. Because deep inside, her loneliness was never named. When her daughter got married and moved away, she dared not shed a tear. When her husband died of a stroke, she endured as if nothing had happened. Sleep wouldn't come, because her soul never rested. And as she aged, she became more vulnerable in that silence. Then there is the story of Mr. Marcus, 74 years old. He also suffered from insomnia, waking 4 to 5 times a night, heart pounding, vague worries. But he decided to start with something small, joining a Tuesday morning book club at a nearby church. Each time he shared a book, he opened up a little about himself. Each time he listened, he understood more about life. After a few weeks, he realized, sleep returned without him noticing. No more nightmares, no more sleepless nights. Because when the heart reconnects, body heals itself in ways no medicine can. So what about you, seniors? Are you walking Mrs. Eliza's path, silent in the dark? Or ready to take the first steps like Mr. Marcus, to reconnect with yourself? Sleep isn't just found in a bed. It begins with the courage to admit, I am tired. I need rest. I deserve peace. Every night is an opportunity to heal, if we know how to truly connect with our body and emotions. The first thing to remember, chronic insomnia is not the fate of seniors. It is a silent cry from within, one you can fully hear and respond to. Emotionally, don't let unspoken wounds become invisible barriers. Sharing, connecting, and writing down your feelings daily help the soul return to a natural state of rest. Behaviorally, establish a routine of going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends. Don't use your bed for thinking, eating, or worrying. If you can't fall asleep within 20 minutes, get up, breathe gently, and return only when relaxed. Socially, every conversation, every laugh helps serotonin and melatonin work better. Seniors shouldn't live in isolation. Actively join groups, communities, or simply call a loved one every day. Avoid dangerous misconceptions. Don't accept insomnia as a normal part of aging. Don't overuse sleeping pills. Don't remain silent forever. Start with a small action tonight. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today. Turn off screens 1 hour before bed. And tell yourself, I deserve rest. Visual reminders to keep in mind: Heart that listens, deep sleep, writing emotions, clearing the mind, daily talking, reconnecting, melatonin, no worries in bed, brain relearns how to sleep, wake up on time, reset biological rhythm. And after remembering all this, it's time to move to the most important step, connect with your inner strength and the belief that you can change. Seniors, you are not alone in the darkness. When an older adult says they can't sleep, the world often responds with a pill. But your heart needs so much more than that. You need a space to be heard, a hand to hold in times of sadness, a gaze that lingers long enough to understand, and a gentle reminder that you deserve complete rest. Sleep is not just a matter of the night. It's the result of how you live each day, who you connect with, how much softness you allow yourself. Whether you have the courage to say, "I need help," you can start over. Whether you are 60, 70, or 80 years old, start with a slow breath before bedtime, turning off your phone earlier than usual, and writing down what you've been holding in your heart. Because when you dare to turn inward, you'll find, inside you, there is always a healer waiting to be awakened. If this video touches your heart, please share it with another senior friend. Who knows, tonight may be the first night they sleep peacefully after many long years. And if you have experienced insomnia, leave a comment. I've started to change to encourage others silently struggling. Don't forget to subscribe to the Healthy Seniors channel, because we are always here, walking with you on the journey to health, peace, and fullness after 60. Are you ready to sleep well tonight? I believe you can. And you are not alone.